King's Caper may well be the hoax of the century, but really this is not, in any way the century of the hoax. We hanky-panky men have always been with you.
That's a fact.
What's new are the
experts.
The experts.
The so-called experts.
Experts are the new oracles.
Who are greatly pretentious.
They speak to us with the absolute authority of the computer.
Pretend to know something, what they only know very superficially.
And we bow down before them. They're God's own gift to the faker.
All the world loves to see the experts and the establishment made a fool of.
Let's say we could find a Modigliani made by Kissling, a Modigliani by Elmire, and one Modigliani by Modigliani. It could be anyone from Knödler till Pearls or any of the great ones who consider themselves great and experts. And if any of them recognize which one is which...
And if the lawyers would just let us, we could name you one highly respected museum which boasts of an important collection of post-impressionists, every single one of which was painted by Elmire.
Elmire, as the great faker of the 20th century, becomes a modern folk hero for the rest of us, who have a bit of larceny in ourselves, but simply don't have the courage or the opportunity to express it.
When you wrote his biography, you don't think you have been a little hard on him?
Some people even say, after I did read the book of Clifford Irving about you, I like you even more than before. You exploded the myth of the infallibility of the art dealers and museum directors, and that you exposed their crookedness, their evilness and viciousness.
I went around to the art galleries, not with my book, but with a catalog which included a great many paintings that had been sold over the past few years. In this catalog was this Modigliani, which is a Modigliani by Elmire.
He worked very little, he died very early, so if they added to fewer paintings or fewer drawings, it's not going to destroy his oeuvre.
I would say this is a fake, and the art gallery owner would say, well, yes, of course. I mean, you can see it's a fake because Modigliani would never have drawn the line of the arm parallel to the line of the dress that way, and the background is very badly done and the signature isn't right. In the next gallery, I would show them this Modigliani in the catalog and say, that's a genuine Modigliani.
Possibly, yes.
And they would look at it and say, well, yes, you can see it's one of his finest Modiglianis. It's a portrait of Mademoiselle Hébuterne, and we know it very well, and it's reproduced everywhere. After that, I must say I lost my faith in the concept of expertise.
I don't feel bad for Modigliani. I feel good for me.
You name him, he paints them. You'll do your Dufy, Van Dongen, Derain, Braque, Bonnat, Vlaminck. Would you like a nice Matisse?
Many of these drawings are very weak. Matisse's lines were never that sure as mine. He was hesitant when he made a drawing, you know. He added to it a little more and a little more. It wasn't as flowing, it wasn't as sure as mine. I had to hesitate to make it more Matisse-like. Well, I would like to see any expert or any museum director or any art dealer would know which one is a Matisse and which one is by Elmire. And I'm ready to accept the challenge.
One nod from an expert in that piece of canvas would be worth maybe $200,000.